Hi guys, so in DNS we have the concept of a forwarder. What a forwarder does is when a DNS server can't answer a query, but it knows where to go or it knows where to forward the request onto, it will then do so. It will forward that request, and the DNS query can be recursive. That means it can go through different DNS servers until it finds a result. And we can use this in a number of ways. We can use it in one way so that we can have an internal DNS namespace for our company, and then we've got the outside world, we've got the internet. So we might point to a DNS server internally, and it will respond to any of the records in its own database, its own zone file. And those would be internal records for your servers in your company. But if you put in an internet domain name, it doesn't know the result, but it's able to forward the request somewhere else. Now, Route 53 Resolver essentially does these functions, and it enables us to work with our on-premises DNS servers and our Route 53 DNS servers so that we can bring the two together and get resolution of domain names that are either in hosted zones in Route 53 or in our internal DNS servers. So let's look at how it works. We have a couple of different types of resolver. We've got the outbound endpoint. So here we have a VPC. We've got a couple of subnets with instances, and then we've got our corporate data center. In our data center, we have a DNS server, and we've got a VPN connecting the corporate data center with our VPC. So there's an encrypted connection between those two entities. So Route 53 can be configured with an outbound endpoint. What this means is when an EC2 instance actually goes to Route 53 looking up some specific records which are in your company DNS server, it will return the result to the outbound endpoint, and the outbound endpoint is configured to connect to your DNS server on premises. The DNS server on premises will then respond to the query via the outbound endpoint and Route 53. So you get the result. The other type of endpoint is an inbound endpoint. In this configuration, we have the inbound endpoint configured in our VPC. A client in the corporate data center wants to resolve a record that's in Route 53. So it's the other way around. So this time, the client is configured with a DNS server on premises. The on-premises DNS server forwards to the inbound endpoint, and then the inbound endpoint uses Route 53 to return a result. So that's how Route 53 Resolver works. It's essentially about making sure that either EC2 instances or clients in your on-premises data center are able to resolve records in both your on-premises DNS server database, the hosted zone here, or in Route 53's hosted zones. So that's it for that lesson. Just wanted to give you a bit of background on Route 53 Resolver, and I'll see you in the next lesson.